In honor of the 5th anniversary of the Paris Agreement to fight climate change, the China Current presents a special 3-part conversation with Mary Robinson, Chair of the Elders. I'm James Chow, and I speak with the former President of Ireland and former UN Human Rights Commissioner about the climate justice she envisions for us all and the global solutions to a global problem. We live in a time when priorities are rapidly shifting, but with or without COVID-19, our planet needs saving now. Well, you're over in Dublin, I'm in Hong Kong, but perhaps hand in hand we can transport ourselves to another place, Kunming, in the southwest province of Yunnan, which is scheduled to host in May 2021 the UN Biodiversity Conference that seeks to create a set of targets by which nature and society can live effectively and meaningfully side by side.
Yes, I'm very excited about this, and I'm actually hoping that I can get to Kunming in May of next year, because it's good that China has chosen to host the global talks to save nature in a critical year, the year when the world is due to agree the new global deal to protect nature, something that's vital for fighting climate change and also future pandemics, as we know. And so the elders really want to see a hands-on Chinese presidency of the Convention on Biological Diversity. A good outcome at Kunming will require, the kind of diplomatic investment. I remember when when France had the Paris Climate Agreement, they really invested, not just in France, but all over the world, in saying this is a very, very important conference. Step up and have a good outcome. So I think I've actually become part of a high-level steering group committee on something called the Campaign for Nature. And the Campaign for Nature is seeking to protect 30% of the world's lands and 30% of the oceans by 2030. Now, with its huge landmass and its huge access to ocean, China could play a very significant role in that. It's the 30-30 goal. But just as important, if not even more so, are the means of implementation and the finance package to achieve that. And this, again, would need leadership. So I'd love to see China lead on the global agreement on targets, but also on implementation and finance to implement. And I think it would be a great step forward in this, hopefully for all countries post-COVID or more or less post-COVID next year, that we can, in fact, do what we absolutely need to do, and that is get back into harmony with nature.
The Elders is this extraordinary movement for peace and justice, and it believes very much that nature and climate are the two areas in which China can help bring together countries in a very troubled time for all of us, and also to smooth out the geopolitical tensions that I think all of us are feeling mentally, especially, and also to champion multilateralism in a world of what I think seems to be increasing populism and inward thinking. Are there any last words that you would have, not only for China, but especially for the Chinese people?
So we want to see China leading from the front, working with partners around the world to ensure ambitious outcomes that advance China's global leadership in protecting nature, but also doing it in a way that is good for the Chinese people and good for the influence China can bring over the rest of the world. So leading by example, stopping domestic and foreign coal power investment, showing global ambition, peaking emissions this year in a plateau way and then a significant decline by 2030, and rallying the world. I do think a successful biodiversity COP in Kunming in May next year that secures nature for future generations would be wonderful for not just the Chinese people, but all these young climate activists who are seeing that we're not taking our responsibilities. We need the leadership that will turn us around and do it in rapid time that China can help us with.
Join us on the China Current for this 3-part video with Mary Robinson on consigning fossil fuels to history and ensuring that the commitments made under the Paris Agreement are achieved by all, for all. You can also hear the whole conversation on the China Current on your preferred podcast provider. I'm James Chow. Thank you.